Can you really go from zero knowledge and experience to solo sailing your sailboat? I'm about to find out.
I'm starting with almost nothing. No lesson, no boat, not even one of those cool sailor's hats. Just books, online resources, and the courage to step onto a dock without tripping. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Longtime sailors try to make you believe that the leap from theory to practice is as big as the crossing of an ocean. Spoiler alert, it is not. In this video, I'll break down the steps that actually matter, what usually trips beginners up beside the dock lines, and what it really feels like to take the helm for the first time. Stick around until the end, and I'll share with you the little secret that old souls would rather keep tucked away, just like it was their last bottle of rum.
So he sails into the rising sun, leaving behind what he's become. Freedom at sea, where the world feels wide. A captain of dreams with the moon as his guide. Bought a boat with a weathered frame. Paint was peeling, but she called his name.
By the end of this video, you'll know the exact steps I'm taking to learn sailing from zero. There's no magic, not even a yacht club initiation. It's just a regular guy trying to figure it out. I'll share the resources I use, the mistakes I'm trying to dodge even before I touch the water, and what I believe makes the biggest difference for beginners. If you ever dreamt about sailing but thought that actually you needed years of experience to do it, or at least you needed a full bottle of rum to find the courage to do it, this video will just help you with a realistic roadmap from theory to hands-on confidence. So most of my hands-on sailing experience goes back to when my age was still in a single digit. One summer on a little sunfish. Then I forgot about sailing for years, until a few years ago when I started dreaming about the freedom of a sailboat. Since then, most of my sailing has been in, let's say, on dry land. I devoured books, binged YouTube tutorials, and even logged a few hours on some sailing simulators. Consider that being Italian, I first had to learn a whole new language just to talk about sailing. Port, starboard, jibe, mainsail, none of which sadly sounds like a pizza. The goal has been to build a strong mental library of sailing concepts. And even though I haven't stepped on a sailboat yet, all this preparation makes the upcoming hands-on experience way less intimidating. And it gives me real confidence that I can turn theory into practice. From what I've learned so far, I expect the real challenges to come up quickly. Managing the lines that look so simple online probably won't leave me tied up in knots, only thanks to the experience I have with survival and rappelling. But it will definitely be fun handling more ropes at once than I ever seen in my whole life. Wind directions might still mess with my instinct, and coordinating the sails could really feel like juggling at first. Fortunately, sailboats are fairly slow, so at least time management isn't exactly a high-speed problem. Then there's the weather. Reading and interpreting long-term forecasts and actually adjusting to them is something I'll need to practice carefully. And again, the language of sailing. Tacking, jibing, reefing. The upside of being alone is that I don't really need to call things by name, except when I'm talking to you. Still, I know it's going to be fun trying to put it all together while on an actual boat. Fortunately, my job is helping me getting ready for these first solo steps. It keeps me around marinas where I can get the chance to watch sailors, ask questions, and with my son competing in the laser class, even overhear his coach teaching the theory. I already got used to seeing deck equipment up close, which helps me figure out how to move around once I'm actually on a boat. Sometimes I also practice sail regulations on a free sailboat simulator, imagining real wind waves and how the boat would respond. And this preparation isn't just technical, it's helping me build confidence, focus, and awareness so that when I finally take the helm, I won't feel like I'm starting from zero. Here's what I've realized about learning sailing: it's not a straight line. Some days everything just clicks, and other days, even tying it up feels like advanced rocket science. Confidence, patience, and mental resilience are crucial. Mistakes are inevitable, but planning ahead, observing, and practices in a controlled environment just gives me a huge advantage before I even step on a boat alone. At the moment, I'm focused on building a solid base of knowledge in a safe way, knowing that speed and skill will come with time and with experience, and obviously with a deeper connection to the boat, the wind, and the sea. Bear with me, in just a few seconds, I'll get to the crucial point of this video, the untold truth about sailing. And don't worry, it's not that all sailors secretly own a parrot.
So if you're curious about my journey from zero to hands-on sailing, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and don't forget to leave a comment down below. I will be documenting every step, my preparation, every lesson I will learn along the way, all the first experiences. Following this journey now means you will not miss any progress when I finally take the helm. And here's the most hidden secret about sailing, that secret that almost no sailor will ever tell you. Sailing is actually way easier than they make it seem. The first 50% of the learning curve is actually the basics, and it can be acquired surprisingly easily. And this is actually what makes you confident on sailing the boat in calm waters and really starting to enjoy the experience. The next 25% is actually what makes sailing safe in, let's say, average conditions. And this is where most of the sailors just stop. Remaining within this 75% that you may have acquired in the meanwhile is up to your ability on reading the weather forecast and understanding where you can sail out and when it's smarter to just remain at anchor or in the marina and enjoy the storm, sipping a glass of that same rum that you borrow from the old salt. Most pleasure sailors or island hoppers, they generally plateau at this 75% and never go beyond it. The final 25% is actually the university, the master of sailing, and is what generally only the ocean crossers and the adventurers and obviously the regatta sailors chase for most of their life. The fact is that with focus and persistence and obviously practice, every single person can steadily increase and get to that base point that allows you to sail safely with no big problems wherever you want to go.
My short-term goal is actually to acquire that 50%. So I will probably look for a smaller, cheaper, and older boat around 22 to 25 feet, with which learning the basics in calm water, then increasingly start sailing out in heavier weather till I hopefully reach the boat's limit and not my own limits. In that moment, I will probably trade the smaller boat with a bigger one. They should be more capable to manage heavy weather, so I will be able to push my limits even farther and understand where is going to be the moment that I will reach my limits.
As you can easily see from my lush hair and my pitch black beard, I'm not in my 20s anymore. And despite the fact I still have a pretty big problem defining myself this way, it is what it is. I'm a family man, I'm a husband, and I'm a dad. And sure, with a crazy background, with a physical ability, probably better than most my age, and with a resilience forged in fire due to that same background, but there's nothing I can do. And as much as I'm aware that you can cross an ocean with a 25-footer, which is well built and suitable for that kind of enterprise, I also have to consider that I have a wife, I have a son, and I possibly have 100-pound canicore, so they might be coming with me once in a while. So I have to take everything in consideration. For a solo sailor in his 50s, I think that the sweet spot is probably a 35-footer, which is a good compromise, being able to be managed by one person alone and also be comfortable enough for long passages as well as for easy cruising with the families, casual cruising, seaworthiness, and still be able to manage solo, because it's actually that is what most of my time on the water will be. I also need to consider the fact that, knowing myself, I know that 75% is not going to be enough for me, and soon I will realize that island hopping and 1 or 2 days cruises with or without the family, they're not going to be fulfilling. And soon I will be searching for something more challenging, let's put it this way. This is the path I'm on right now, from learning the basics to building up confidence and safety on board, and then start seeking the adventures that sailing is offering, is promising, just on the other side of the horizon.